Good afternoon, everyone. It is +6 here in Fort McMurray. Hard to believe. A little over a week ago, we were freezing our knickers off. But today it's +6, and I think it's the 27th, 28th, I'm not sure. January, I know it's the last week, January. And it is absolutely beautiful. Hardly any snow on the back of my truck. All melted off. It is absolutely gorgeous out. Not clear blue, but I'll take it. All the frost is off the trees. It is such a nice day. Don't you like it, folks, when you can get in your vehicle and not have to worry about cleaning off the windshield from all the snow, or having to really warm up your vehicle before you can drive anywhere? I know this is not going to last. I know it's, even though it seems so spring-like, it's not going to last. We'll have another 1 or 2 cold spills yet. It's the way Fort McMurray usually is. We'll see. I can't say really that we have had a bad winter, because as anyone who knows, who's been following my channel, it's wonderful. I mean, right up until just before Christmas, was walking to work, and the weather was absolutely gorgeous at that time. Don't see that too much, eh? Just wait, you're just like a shirt. I'm still wearing my winter coat. I don't care. I call this flu weather, because that's basically what it is. It warms up, then it gets cold again, and people slack off from wearing their winter clothes, and next thing you know, they're sicker than an old dog. And knock on wood on my head, I don't want to get sick. Not at all. And I'm going to do something today that I don't normally do in January, because the roads are looking really good, and I have a good hour or more before the sun starts to settle down, and temperatures are still supposed to stay good. Uh-oh, here comes the ambulance. Stay where I am. So I've decided to take a little trip downtown. person behind me got to be right up my tail. They normally do here. That's what I don't like about coming downtown, is because people just, yeah. The bridge deck is pretty nice. Nothing on it. But doesn't mean that it can't get slippery later on. So, why I'm going downtown is because I promised that I would go and show some people around where Keyano College is. So that's why I'm going downtown. Slack up on my speed. One of the worst things too about springtime weather is like, yeah, you forget the speed limit is only 70. Gotta make sure I'm going that. Tailing behind me right from coming down the hill. I hate it when someone gets right on your tail like that. It drives me wacky. So along with the spring weather comes the spray of other vehicles. We're going to our circle here. I believe it's, no, there's one more other traffic circle. It's in this area too. The major one. This road we're on, I think it's well, it's a part of Prairie Loop. It circles around and goes back towards Liquid, which is the road we're gonna use to go on, because it can take us to the Snai. So that big building that you see here in front of us, and here to the side, this is all part of Keyano College. Keyano College, Clearwater Campus sign. It's the grounds. And this big building here in front of us is called the Purple Building here. That is for, I would say, a lot of international students. I don't know, it could be students even from out of town, but that's the residency where people can stay. I don't know how much it is. I think it's quite a bit of money. I don't know. But this is campus. And Keyano College, that's the theater arts program. Keyano College is connected to Campus High, and that long corner there is what connects it. Is this is the big purple building again. So folks, that's Keyano College. I don't know, there's paid parking in effect. I'm not going to go into the campus. So anyone who wants to know more about Keyano College, you can check online. Just put in Keyano College and you will see. I think most that goes to Keyano College are international students. I don't think our college here is made for the people of Fort McMurray. They seem to cater to international students. Forgive me if I feel like if there's a tone in my voice, because there probably is, because you go and you sit into class and the teachers take up 15-20 minutes or more of the class talking about how much government funding is available, but it's not available to the people here in Fort McMurray. It's not available to the students here. It's only applies to international students, and I find that to be a total shame, because here we are, it's our community, and we can't use the college, or you have to pay an arm and a leg. And you know, as a lot of people here, like, here's what's happening here in Canada right now. I don't know how many people are aware of it, but when you walk into jobs like what students would work at, like Tim Hortons, McDonald's, or any of those fast food places, or any retail kind of environment, lower pay and wage jobs, I guess you could say. Because we have such an influx of immigrants coming into our town, and not just our town, but all over Canada, these jobs are no longer becoming available to students. Like when I was younger and I went to work, I started at work at age 16, 15 I was. My first job was at an A&W restaurant. And my second job was at McDonald's. You know, it wasn't big money, but it was good enough for a student to have extra pocket money. I mean, there was 6 of us in our family, 2 adults and 4 kids. So there wasn't a lot of money to go around. So, I mean, I have been making money ever since I was 10 years of age, actually. I used to go out and shovel people's walkways for 50 cents in Labrador, and that was like, you know, sometimes people felt sorry for you and they gave you $1 or $2, and but some others, they just took you at your word for 50 cents to shovel the walkway. And there was a lot of snow back in them days. I mean, you're probably talking 4 or 5 feet of snow down the walkway, and I worked really hard at that. So I would go home with usually $1 a day, and you know, that was not, and I was thinking myself, wealthy. Not bad. Kids wouldn't do that today. But even those kind of jobs are all being taken up by immigrants, and you cannot, like our youth got nowhere to go. And I know this because I have a niece that she's like 19 now or whatever. She's been trying for the past 4 years or whatever to get a job. You think she can get anything? No, because she has no experience. And so here goes the cycle. You can't get a job because you got no experience. You got no experience because you can't get a job. Doesn't seem fair, does it? And she is in, I think it's her second year now of going to college or whatever, or she's trying to do her college courses to get into university. And I don't know, maybe she's in university, I don't really know. But the point being is that her grandparents had helped her. They had saved money, like they opened up a bank account beforehand, and that helped her out the first year and stuff, and into the second year. And you know, my sister and her husband, they worked really hard to try to get the money together to go, and for her to go to university. And it's really sad that, you know, this poor girl wants to go, wants to study, wants to be a doctor at some point, and she can't get a job to even help her. So, you know, we do have a real problem here in Canada when it comes to immigrants that are coming here, because they may be trained in their own country for higher skilling jobs, but they don't have the qualifications when they come here. So therefore they have to go back and go through the school system and all that. It's not just younger kids you know, that are going. It's older ones too, and it's all about the money game, right? I don't know, it seems so unfair. And you know, I can remember my own self. So many years ago, I went back to school and I wanted to do upgrading. And that was before my beginning of sorrows with my now ex. First semester he paid for. Second semester, no, we just can't do it. He said, why don't you go and apply for some funding? They talk about it all the time in class, so why don't you? So I went and applied for funding. Well, what I was told was, you make too much money. They're like, how in the world do I make too much money? I'm not even working, okay? Well, your husband works. He works out on site. Yeah, my husband works. It does not mean I work, and we have a family to keep going. And you're talking about all this money that is valuable all the time. Yeah, but it don't apply to you. So, you know, folks, that's why I have a nasty taste in my mouth when it comes to Keyano College. I just do not like it. I do not like them. I do not like what it stands for. Like, you work. I have worked since I've been 15. I've paid taxes into our Canadian government, and yet they cannot do not one thing for you. Not nothing. You're here in Canada. You're born and bred here. You're born here. Your parents, your grandparents have been born here. You work, you pay into the government all your life. And for what? You can't get nothing. Nothing. But someone who just steps one foot into Canada, they are housed and fed and given money, given furniture, given everything right away when they come here. I like, you know, why are you coming? And the police, I'm going to tell you, I'm so appalled at this. I've watched the documentary on it. And the police officer, he said, oh, if you step 1 foot over the line, we will arrest you. Well, they didn't just step over it, they just ran over it. Because, hey, wouldn't you? If you could just get a year worked, just going in your house and your bed and your clothes. Step 1 foot. Don't have to work. Hey, we'll give you money. We'll give you a Visa card, $500 or a $1,000 Visa card or whatever to keep you going till you find something. And you know, I'm not against immigration proper, done the rightful way. My dad was an immigrant. He came here to Canada in the 50s. Without my dad coming here, I would not be born. My brother would not be here. My sisters would not be here. There would be none of us, right? Chances of my mom meeting my dad when he came from Holland, yeah, not likely, folks. She came from a small island just off Newfoundland itself. So the chances of her meeting him was slim to none. So, like I said, I'm not against immigration being done the right way, but I don't like it when they come across the border at Roxanne Road and in Ontario or Quebec, wherever in the world is, and and they're just forcing their way into Canada, and it's the same thing what's happening down to the US. And don't think that it doesn't affect us. It affects everybody. It's not just the education, it's money on our healthcare system, education, every aspect of it is of life here in Canada. It's affecting. And all it's about is about changing who we are as Canadians, who we are as, you know, it's like, how can I put this? I'm not against anyone who wants to hold true to their own religious beliefs or their own culture. But you don't have to come and enforce it here on Canadians. You know, you want to have your own little groups, go and have your own little groups. Here in Newfoundland, or here in Alberta, in Fort McMurray, I mean, a lot of Newfoundlanders came here back in the day. This was more Newfoundland City than it was anything. We had our Newfie Club here. Now it's a Halla meat shop. I don't know if there's even a Newfie Club here anymore. When my dad came here, he had his own traditions too. But you know, it was kept within our home. I'm not saying that you can't have a community and you're building your community, but don't come here and try to put your Sharia law on us. Don't tell us, hey, you can't have a dog in the neighborhood, like down in Edmonton, there's signs all written up. No dogs allowed, no dogs allowed. Excuse me, no dogs allowed? Who the world do you think you are? You're coming to my country. If you don't like it, leave. Plain simple, leave. Don't try to change the narrative. That's what I do not like about a lot of people that have come in here into Canada in the last 10 or so years, is they're trying to change the narrative. And our lack of government leadership is allowing it to happen. It gets me really upset when I think about it, folks. That's my beef for today. That's my rant for today, I guess you could say. Well, we made it down to the night. It is a beautiful, beautiful day, I gotta say. Beautiful. Letting that guy go ahead of me. Yeah, I can't believe I made it downtown in January. Woo! Not something that happens too often. I'm usually just a thick-wood girl. Come on. Yeah, go on. Another thing I have to say about people who have come to our country and they're working side by side with you. I don't have a problem with that. But what I have a problem with is when it comes to doing work that we all have to do, and then they don't want to do that work. And if you dare to say anything, like, I mean, you know yourself, you're at work, you're the people you work with, you spend more time with them than you do almost your own family sometimes. And at work, no matter who you are, you're bound to have disagreements. But what I don't like is when a disagreement can then turn into, oh, you're being racist against me. It could be over the smallest thing, but they play that racist card so much, it's sickening. Like, I'm not racist against you at all. I'm just having a disagreement with you about how things are to be done. But when they don't get their own way, this is what they pull. And it's bullpucky. I don't know how many people here got to go through that, but you know, I don't like that. And the employers, they don't want to do not one thing about it. They're scared to death. They won't say a thing. And it's another thing that really irks me is you're here working, you make the same kind of pay as what I'm making. Hey, I don't have a problem with that. But I do have a problem when it comes to workload and people just trying to skim out of it because they don't want to do it. Oh, they want the job, they want the money for it, they want all that, yet they don't want to do the work. And I'm not saying all are like that, but there's quite a few. I like coming up from Pickwood from downtown on through Prairie Loop Way and going through town like I just done. You know, and when you get into this lane, it can take you right up to Pickwood because you're not having to merge in with another lane like down, like back there you would have had to. You're right in the lane that you need to be in. Oh, there's the merging lane right there. So we're about to go to Pickwood here, and it is kind of a circle thing, so I have to put down the camera, okay? Half circle, whatever. Up Pickwood Boulevard, and of course the sun, it's that time of the evening where the sun gets really bright, so yeah. So folks, this first intersection coming up is the intersection where I came out of. Now we're just going to continue going up the boulevard. Good thing, because there's a city truck parked blocking the access to that intersection. This is what's known as Tower Road. Used to be Party Road once upon a time. Back in the youth days. They have since, oh my world, where's all the traffic coming from out here? Dune buggy. This used to be a dirt road up until about a year ago, I guess. People usually come in here. This is a drop-off center where you can go in and go skidooing. So they park their vehicles here and then they skidoo. Have to do. In Fort McMurray, you go down either to Moccasins Flats or Sly or other areas of town. Or you can go out into the forest and skidoo. I'm not going to go too far out here. I just want it a small drive. I would have really liked to have gotten out here a couple of days ago if I had been a little bit more, if I had been more well and not having issues that I had with my abscess, then I would have come out here. Would have been really nice to see all the trees with all the frost on it. Now that it's paved, you hardly know where you're at anymore. I think this is all far as I'm going to go. Oh. The road actually turns back into just turn around here. Looks like the pavement ends. Heading back towards town again. Forest fire really changed a lot of the scenery here. All the burnt trees. Hard to believe it reached all up this way. All back in here. I mean, it's started south of town. jumped the river and came up here. Like, wow. I don't think those of us who have lived here a long time will ever get over the devastation of that fire. And seeing all these burnt trees is always such a reminder. The way some of the town, like when you look at going up to Abazan and all that, and you see all the trees that are no longer there no more, it's heartbreaking, right? You grow up with it and then all of a sudden it's not there. Landscape changed so much. This is what the Liberal government and the NDP government done to us, because they would not allow any planes to come in. Or very few to assist. They were trying to burn out Fort McMurray. But God had other plans, folks. He didn't allow it to happen. I'm sorry for my cracked windshield. I have no idea what happened there. Took it to the dealership to get an oil change done or whatever. And they came back, and when I got it back, didn't even notice it at first. I had a crack in my windshield. And I wasn't nowhere. Just saying. I don't know who took it out or hit something or whatever, but yeah, now I have a cracked windshield. Didn't have one before that day. Wasn't nowhere to get a cracked windshield. And here now through the winter it has spread. So I don't know whether to get one coming up or what. But I have to say, I've had the truck now for 3 years, and a little over 3 years. And I did good before then, no cracked windshield. And it's gone all the way across. So I would say I'm going to have to get one. It's from one end of her right to the other. That's that cold snap really did a number on the windshield. Excuse me. Well, folks, I'm glad that I hope everyone enjoyed traveling around with me today here in Fort McMurray. The weather, like I said, so beautiful today. And I thought it was a good day to go down to see Keyano College. Since I made that promise that I would go down, now it's done. Did not go inside the college. It's paid parking down there, and I'm not going to pay for parking. All right. Like I said, anyone who wants any information about Keyano College, all you have to do is look it up online. Keyano College, Fort McMurray, Alberta. And any questions about housing or anything, I'm sure it would be on their website. Anything about fees or the courses that they ask, they have, you can find it all in going through their website, KeyanoCollege.com or whatever, or CA or whatever. I do not do rentals here in Fort McMurray or nothing like that. That's not what this channel is about. Anyone that's looking for housing here in Fort McMurray or find out about hotels or anything like that, all you have to do is look it up online, folks. That's the best advice I can give anyone. Look up housing in Fort McMurray, or look up hotels or motels in Fort McMurray. You'll find a lot better answer than what I can give to you. So, yeah. And to be honest, I don't have a lot of time to research those things, and I'm mostly a channel that shows what a town looks like. That's what my channel is about, is showing the beauty of each town that I go into, whether it's my own town or small villages or whatever. And you know, if I'm out and about on a newer town, I'll usually put I used to anyway, put the descriptions on how to get there and what roads to take to the town, and sometimes would say how far it would be from Edmonton or Calgary. So that's pretty well what I do. I don't go in and usually do any interior, and I try not to put people in my video shots, because I mean, there's such things as the Privacy Act and stuff like that. Sometimes people will cross into your shot and you mightn't realize it till you get home. Everything is not going to be perfect, but for the purpose of it, I do not intentionally ever try to put anyone into my shot. I try to avoid that as much as I can. So anyway, folks, once again, thank you for watching the video, no matter when you're watching it, morning, noon, or night. I want to thank you all for watching the video and checking out Fort McMurray and listening to my rants. I don't know if people agree with them or not. It's just my thoughts. And like I said before, I'm not against people coming here. I just think it should be done the right way. And it all falls on our poor governments that we have. And it's not just here in Canada, folks. It's like around the world. I mean, how can I put this? It seems like they want to destroy Western civilization. I mean, I get it. I do. There is a lot. The West has done a lot of good for a lot of people. The US has done a lot of good. Canada has done a lot of good. And here in Canada, we don't have, like, there's so much of Canada that's untouched, right? It's beautiful beyond. But you got a government that I think is hell-bent, that's all I'm going to say, at destroying it, because I've never heard of so many forest fires that went on like how it was here last summer. It seemed like it was from the west coast to the east coast, to the east, and all the way up in the north. And that's not something you hear about. And I don't think it was done. I don't think it was nature that done it. I think it was purposely set. Just like Fort McMurray's wildfire. I know that with the way things were here, and people's counts of it from around that I know, people that I trust, the way they seen it move, it was one started here, one started there, and you know, we all see these groups, and it's just like now all this that's going to go on down at the States, the U.S. border. You think the powers that be are going to allow it to be a peaceful demonstration? I'm going to tell you, the global elites are going to make sure that they're going to disrupt it, because they want to bring in all these migrants. They want them here. They want to change the narrative of both countries, and they're not going to let it go at letting it be peaceful. The protests that are happening is just like with the convoy that went here. It was a peaceful thing. Who bought in and created havoc was the government of Canada itself. They're the ones that turned the peaceful protests into something that we never ever thought would ever happen here in Canada. But it was a test run for the global elites. They shut down bank accounts. They pushed how far, and I'm going to tell you, the people that rose up against the people here in Canada were not Canadians. They were from the UN. And I'm going to tell you, it's time that the UN was dismantled, but we know it's not going to happen, right? It's crazy. All run by global elites, folks. And, you know, the thing is, the Bible, all the times that's coming that we're going to see, it's already been predicted. All this with rumors of wars and all that, it's already predicted. So, it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. Anyway, I want to thank everyone, like I said, for watching this video, and thank you again for listening to my rant and me talking. Anyway, folks, take care. God bless, and go and see your moms and your dads. Love your spouses. Love your kids and your friends, and if you see someone today who you don't know, smile, say hello. You could be the only one that do. Make their day. Anyway, folks, have a great and wonderful day. God bless, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. I got lots more content coming. Bye-bye.